Here's your heads up to this sort of longer podcast. It's all about not being made to feel guilty or envious or whatever by these silly blooming adverts that go around that try to sell you your passion, your pleasure, and to actually know that it's there hiding in plain sight. We're calling it your unicorn. I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Warning.
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 Warning. You are entering into the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. Too late. Personal Development Unplugged.
Hey, how you doing? How are you today? Another day in paradise, maybe. I hope so. It's Paul here, Paul from Personal Development Unplugged. And I've got a question for you. A question. Have you ever felt stuck from finding that one elusive little thing? The thing they call your passion, your purpose. I know I have. And sometimes I have to remind myself what it is. And I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. But when you think about it, how do you feel? What do you look at when you're feeling stuck? Where are you looking? What do you see in the world? What do you hear around you when you're stuck? You can't quite put your finger on it, and you just don't know quite what to do. What does that feel like? And the smell of taste of that success that you maybe dream of, not quite there. Now, I know also, I tell you what we do see, what we hear, and what it makes us feel pretty crappy, I guess, is the bullshit around. And what do you mean? Because we're bombarded. You and I know, are bombarded with adverts everywhere. If you're on Facebook, my God, everyone wants you to create a wonderful lifestyle. Make your passion your business. Make your passion your business. And they show you how to make your passion your business. And I'll talk about that shortly. You see, I don't want you to believe that bullshit because there's so much of it around. And it's sometimes because we're in that particular state, we can be open to that desire that we have inside us, I guess, to find that purpose, to find that passion. But I'm going to try to talk you into a way of going for it because I think it's really important. It's important to uncover our passions, but also understand what passion is. See, passion doesn't have to be the business. Follow your passion, let it become your business, and you'll never feel like you're doing a day's work in your life. Every day will be like a holiday. And again, that's part of that bullshit text, AdWords, or whatever they put in. It's the advertisement, copy, that's it. There's some people who can write some wonderful copy to get you, sell you what you really want, but you didn't really need it because you already have it. Now, the thing is, what I want to call this thing, your passion, your purpose, is a unicorn. And that's the other thing about the stuff that people try to sell you. They try to make you have this unique niche. You have to find your passion, your purpose, and it has to be the one thing that no one else has got. The one thing. The unicorn. But I just know that we all have unicorns, but we just don't see them sometimes. They could be hiding in plain sight, or just round the corner. You see, I found my unicorn, but I didn't realize it for years. You see, over 20 years ago now, long before that I was into sort of personal development, going to courses, reading all different types of weird books and meditating and stuff like that, and got into this hypnosis malarkey, even though I didn't want to do it. I just wanted to do NLP. I think I've said this story to you before, but if it's new to you, I really wanted to do NLP with this particular guy. Lovely guy called Wilf Proudfoot, who's up with the angels now. And he wouldn't let me. Here's a bugger. He kept saying, I spoke to him. I don't know if you're supposed to keep speaking to the trainers before you join, but I kept phoning him up and saying, no, come on, Wilf, I don't need to do the hypnosis. I just want to do the NLP. He's like, no, Paul, I'm not going to let you because I don't do that. And I'm so pleased that he stuck to his guns. And I chose to go with him. Still, after all that, like pushing back, I chose to do the hypnosis course. In fact, I did a little bit more than I thought. And then I went on to the NLP and things like that. And I used it in business and whatever. And I didn't realize, I just felt they were tools. But more and more, it was as if I was getting deeper and deeper into it. I started running my own hypnotherapy clinic with my younger son. We started doing trainings. We started doing online work. We started doing all sorts of things, as well as keep using it in different businesses. I then set up another clinic somewhere else. I then worked with people. I did coaching online. Now, these are all the effects of my unicorn, which I didn't realize. Because my unicorn is that love that I have for hypnosis and NLP. That's my unicorn. That's my passion. That's my purpose, as it were. And by getting in, just recognizing it, I guess, recognizing it now that this is my passion. It's been, most of my things used to just disappear after a few weeks, but this has just stuck with me without me thinking. You'll never bore me with hypnosis, NLP. It just has this little light inside me that every time I think about it, it just grows and glows. And you see, I used to think, well, what is my unicorn? What is my passion? What am I going to do to make money or do? And it didn't need to be that, because they were the effects of my passion. I was looking at the effects to become my passion, my purpose, my unicorn. And it was hiding in plain sight, hiding in bloody plain sight. But I didn't realize it. I saw it, but I didn't know it. And I do now. So whatever happens, I'm talking to you through this wonderful unicorn, this passion that I have for sharing things like NLP and hypnosis. Because that's what this personal development trip for me is. It is sharing all those wonderful skills, those processes, protocols, whatever you want to call it, or call them, sharing them with you. And this is just another of it. I wasn't doing it years ago, but now I am. And it's just another effect of this wonderful unicorn inside me. Now you see, and that's where I get so cross when you see these things online. I see them and we'll go back a little, to everyone has to be an entrepreneur, and their entrepreneurship has to be around their passion, and their passion has to be unique and things like that. And it's in such a large dose of that BS. You see, one of the biggest ways to make money on the internet is to sell courses on the internet. And the courses are how to make money on the internet, which is balls, because there's only one thing. And it is just trying to get you to play on that pain of not being passionate about something. But you are somewhere. You don't need that. I also see a lot of crazy adverts about becoming an NLP practitioner, a life coach, whatever, for about $25. Now, if that's the value of NLP, I've lost an awful lot of money paying for what I got. But that's just, again, someone trying to make that fast buck. 25. What do you expect for $25? Boom. Yeah, exactly. That's not your unicorn. But if you have that love for it, you'll find it. So that's part of this. And what I wanted to do was try not to be enticed by this, because they do make you feel guilty or envious. You see these pictures of people who have supposedly made it, which is a load of old bull. They make you feel guilty because you haven't done it yet. Maybe, you're so envious. I want to be there. But maybe you want to be there because you think you ought to be there. Oughts and shouldas and couldas and all that stuff. Well, that's rubbish. What I want you to do is let their unicorns go. That's their unicorn. Whether I agree with it or not, it is their unicorn. Just let them go. Because you can be, and you do have, a unicorn inside you. Because I'm going to say these lovely corny words to you. You see, you're unique. Now, I say that to my clients, but I mean it, because they are unique. They have a unique set of experiences. They have a unique set of beliefs. They have a unique set of expectations. They have a unique set of desires, a unique set of goals. Now, do you know anybody like that near you, right inside you, that has those things? Does anybody else have your direct experiences along with your beliefs, along with the type of emotions that you pull together with that. Does anybody else have exactly the same expectations, desires, goals, wishes? No, of course they don't, because you are unique. And because of that, you can find inside you what your passion is, what your purpose is, what is your unicorn. We call this lovely metaphor of a unicorn. So the thing is, if you did, though, want to be an entrepreneur and use your unicorn, it doesn't have to be full-time, and it doesn't have to be part-time. It could be any time that you wish. But the thing about it is, it doesn't have to be a unicorn as such, as portrayed in the media. You see, a lot of people are doing a lot of very good business in their own entrepreneurial way. And some people might say, well, that's just doing business. You're just supplying people with this, or you're just doing that. It's not special. But if you talk to those people, it's that supplying and doing the business. That's not their passion. Their passion is serving people in such a way, doing the things that they love doing too, being able to give advice. But it's all about the way they bring their service to others. That's their unicorn. The unicorn allows them to share things in such a wonderful way. So they do something and they share it. It's their service because they know their why. The why it's important to them. The why means it's my unicorn. It's important to me and I don't care about anybody else. I'm just going to do the thing I love. Now, if doing the thing you love means you could put it into a business, hey, brilliant. But I know that a lot of people don't want to be what's called an entrepreneur, although I believe we all are entrepreneurs in our own way. We're an entrepreneur in life. We're selling ourselves in a wonderful way, giving our ideas. We're giving service of ourselves. Because when you do that, that's, you really do feel it. I mean, when I talk to myself about, I was saying my unicorn giving service to people through using hypnosis and NLP, I remind myself sometimes of what it felt like to be in that magical space of seeing someone change their life and being part of that change. Just maybe even just it's a tour guide with all the information of where to go, but being part of that magical adventure and seeing someone change before your very eyes, that to me goes, oh, that's done. That's where my passion, my purpose gets repaid to me. But I wonder, if you didn't want to be an entrepreneur, just notice what are the things you enjoy doing? What do you enjoy doing and what gives you pleasure? How does it give you pleasure? And if you thought about it, why is it important to you to keep doing it? Because you probably haven't thought about that because it just is. It's your way of doing the things that you love. But because they're the things that you love, sometimes it's that unicorn hiding in plain sight because it's so damn easy for you. So how can that be special? Well, that's the whole point. Being that unique person that you are, you're doing this in a special way. You're doing it in your way. When you get that sense of purpose and notice, well, if I could, how could this possibly be of service to somebody else? Sometimes it's just showing by example. If you do what I do, this is how good you can be. Just follow my example. Could be the way that you share that information. Could be any way. Could be things that actually come from that. You'll be so surprised if you follow the things that you do and how you do serve your community. You do serve your family. You do serve your friends. Just follow that back a little bit and notice where that feeling of purpose and passion comes from. The natural purpose and passion. And I think that is your unicorn. And you see, when you know that and you know your why, you can maybe look to give it more value. Be honest with yourself and understand the value that you do. I had an awful time when I first started doing hypnosis because I just felt because of the changes were so big and it just seemed to come pretty easy to me because it's one of those things, the more you practice, the better you get. And the better you get, the more you practice and the more lucky you get. And I was getting some really good results. And I just didn't feel like charging for them. But it had a value, so I needed to charge because I couldn't keep doing all that stuff without getting some type of repayment. But once someone told me, well, put a value on what you do. When I did that, it was, well, people are never, ever going to ever repay me the exact amount of the value they're getting because it's so high. It's in some people's lives, it was priceless. So I can give service, I get repayment for it, and I get to be part of the magic. What is your magic? What is that? Just cast your mind back, maybe, into the things that you love and notice the feeling of magic that you have. Where is it in your body? Because it's good to acknowledge it, to feel it again, even when you're not doing the thing, just to know where it is. I mean, what belief do you have about yourself when you have this feeling? Because I'm not going to suggest that you have this feeling and that belief and put it into other areas of your life. Because, hey, putting that much passion into all things, what would that do? Well, we don't want to do that, do we? Or do you? Do it now. But this is just a simple way of, I think, just coming away from these ridiculous things, these adverts that try to pull you in. I mean, they're only there to take your money. And I think you can see here on this Personal Development Unplugged podcast, there is no money asked, only to pay it forward and share and things like that. But that's, I know in my heart that everything you've got here has got so much value in it. Whatever you thought about, if it was repayment, you'd never pay it because there's too much value. And that's awesome because it means my passion, my purpose, my unicorn is working. And I get to feel really bloody good about it too. And that's pretty awesome. So if you are feeling stuck, as we go back to the beginning, maybe that's a message from your unconscious mind to get off your ass in a metaphorical way and look for your unicorn because you've got it already. You may not have it in 100%. You may have to learn a little bit because I didn't know about it at the time when I got my unicorn. I just got that feeling. This is something special inside me. And it grew and evolved. And because it grew and evolved over time, I sort of missed seeing that it was my unicorn. Now I know it. I'm going to use that as this cause of such wonderful things to do more things. I don't know what they are yet, but I know when the opportunities come, they'll come. And I know that's going to happen to you too. So maybe when I say look for your unicorn, what would happen if you thought to yourself first, when was there a time in my life when I was really curious about something and found the answer? Have you got a time like that in your life? Everyone's got a time like that, just one. Just take your time and think about that time in the past, that one memory that you were curious and your curiosity found an answer that really gave you some pleasure. And go back there now. Just make sure you're not having to do anything or needs your attention as usual, but just go back to that memory. And as you do that, see what you saw, hear what you heard, and feel those feelings of really successful curiosity. And with that feeling, now look for, feel for, ask for, and find that unicorn, the thing that is there, hiding in plain sight or just round the corner, the thing that makes you really buzz. And maybe you can then plan, what are the things that you could do? What were the effects of that you would do right now? And if there is an attachment to service to others, as I say, even if it's only by showing an example, but maybe there's something even more than that you could do, then you're an entrepreneur. Whether you get paid for it or not, it doesn't matter. You're an entrepreneur because you're doing this stuff. You're putting yourself out there. But it's that curiosity to find the thing to uncover your passion. Weird, isn't it? Weird. I don't know. Let me just ask you a question. Did any of that make sense? Did it make sense to you? That thing about going away and not feeling guilty or envious or stuck, and using that stuck state to go, hey, this is a signal to get curious. And when you get curious with an intention to find something, guess what happens? You find it. I'd love you to let me know what your unicorn is and how that unicorn, is, was, or will create passion and purpose in your life? What will the effects be? What will the things you'll do from that seed of passion, seed of purpose? How do you do that? Well, you go to an email and it's called feedback@personaldevelopmentunplugged.com. Love to hear from you, knowing what your passions are, because I know when I hear about your passions, it'll light that little fire inside my passion so I can be closer to even more magic. Hey, this is just a little wander down that little road of weird metaphor things and bullshit and stuff so you can find your stuff. And if just you find your stuff, your unicorn, that's good enough for me. Go searching now. See you next time. Bye. Before you go, my friend, I'd like to ask you a question. Did you learn something from this episode? I hope you did, because even though every episode may not be the one that really floats your boat, sets you, alight, hopefully there's a takeaway in each and every episode for you. And I'd love to know what it was. So please do email me at feedback@personaldevelopmentunplugged.com. It's a personal email to me. I'd love to know so we can carry on doing this work that will allow you to exceed your dreams. And what's the payment for this? Payment, Cluffy? What are you talking about payment? I thought it was free. Well, it's like pay it forward. And if you could pay this forward in 2 ways, or maybe 3. The first way is please share it. Share this podcast with as many people as you could. And you can. It's very easy. Just press that share button. Send it off by email to them. You'd love to. This is something you might like. I'll get that right, Paul. Something you might enjoy. And hey, if you could, a real big pay it forward to me is wherever you're getting this podcast, is it iTunes, Castbox, or Stitcher, or whichever you're getting it from, Google Play, I don't know. Would you please just leave a review? Because the review really helps people find this podcast. There's thousands out there, and I want to direct people to this podcast. And the way to do it is by reviews. So if you could do that, if you could share, you could do that. And also just make sure that you're subscribed so you get this episode and every other episode on a Wednesday and a Saturday. If you could do all of that, my little heart will sing. And if you want me to sing, well, you'll have to wait and see. Enjoy. But please do all of that. Make my heart sing. Bye-bye now.
Warning, you are now leaving the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. It's time to fly on your own. Be brave, my friend.
Personal Development Unplugged.